Joan of Arc. You've heard the name, but how much do you really know about the girl who claimed to hear the voice of God, led armies into battle, and was burned at the stake as a heretic? Was she a courageous warrior fighting for her country, or was she a saint sent by divine forces? Her story has fascinated historians and storytellers for centuries, and today, we're going to uncover the true story of Joan of Arc. Spoiler: it's even more incredible than the legends. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating historical figures. Do you think Joan of Arc was divinely inspired or simply an exceptional strategist? Let us know in the comments below. Joan of Arc. You've heard the name, but how much do you really know about the girl who claimed to hear the voice of God, led armies into battle, and was burned at the stake as a heretic? Was she a courageous warrior fighting for her country, or was she a saint sent by divine forces? Her story has fascinated historians and storytellers for centuries, and today, we're going to uncover the true story of Joan of Arc. Spoiler: it's even more incredible than the legends. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the most fascinating historical figures. Do you think Joan of Arc was divinely inspired or simply an exceptional strategist? Let us know in the comments below. Joan was born in 1412 in a small village in eastern France. At the time, France was in turmoil, torn apart by the 100 Years' War with England. Joan's family were simple peasants, and there was no indication that she would rise to prominence. But at the age of 13, she claimed she began hearing voices she believed were saints, telling her she was chosen to save France. What's truly remarkable is that Joan, a teenage girl with no formal education or military training, believed so strongly in these visions that she set out on a mission to meet the French crown prince, or Dauphin, and convince him to give her an army. Imagine the courage it must have taken for a peasant girl to declare she had been sent by God to lead men into battle. It wasn't an easy road, but Joan was nothing if not determined. In 1429, Joan managed to secure an audience with the Dauphin, Charles VII, after overcoming significant skepticism from the royal court. She claimed she could lead France to victory over the English, and as proof, she offered a sign, one that is still debated today. According to accounts, Joan revealed a secret to Charles that only he and God could know, which convinced him of her divine mission. To this day, no one knows what she told him, but it was enough for Charles to give her command over his troops. How likely is it that a 17-year-old girl could convince a prince to trust her with the fate of his kingdom? Do you think Joan's success in meeting Charles was pure divine intervention or an incredible stroke of confidence and luck? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Joan's first major test came at the Siege of Orléans, where the French were desperately trying to lift the English siege. Joan arrived at the battlefield in full armor, wielding a banner instead of a sword, and immediately took charge, even though the male commanders were initially reluctant to follow her. But it worked. Within 9 days, the French had won, marking a significant turning point in the war. Historians agree that Joan's leadership boosted morale and inspired the troops, but was she really the strategic mastermind behind the victory, or was she simply a symbol of divine favor? Whatever the case, this victory solidified Joan's reputation as a force to be reckoned with. From there, she became a symbol of French resistance, and her fame grew quickly. Unfortunately, Joan's meteoric rise would come to a tragic halt. After a string of victories, Joan was captured in 1430 by the Burgundians, French allies of the English. She was handed over to the English and put on trial for heresy, witchcraft, and cross-dressing, as she had worn men's armor on the battlefield. The trial was far from fair. Joan's enemies were eager to discredit her, and many historians now believe her trial was politically motivated. Despite facing immense pressure, Joan maintained that her visions were real, and she refused to renounce her claims, even under the threat of death. She was only 19 years old when she was convicted and sentenced to be burned at the stake. But here's where things get interesting. After her execution in 1431, public opinion began to shift. Just 25 years later, a retrial was held, and she was posthumously declared innocent and a martyr. So, was Joan of Arc a saint, divinely inspired to lead her country to victory, or was she simply an extraordinary young woman with the determination and courage to make a mark in history? In 1920, nearly 500 years after her death, Joan was canonized as a saint by the Catholic Church. But even today, her story sparks debate. Some see her as a religious icon, while others believe her strength lay in her ability to inspire and lead. Regardless of how you view her, Joan's story is undeniably one of the most compelling in history, a tale of faith, courage, and sacrifice. And that's the incredible story of Joan of Arc. Warrior, saint, or perhaps both. Her life was short but left a lasting legacy that continues to captivate people around the world. Which side of the story do you believe? Was she truly divinely inspired or just an exceptional leader? Let us know in the comments. Before you go, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into fascinating historical figures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.